This Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Lovecraft Season 1, Episode 6. Man, and I gotta say, off top, this is definitely my favorite episode, more than last week's episode. We got to see some body horror, and that's what I like about this show. We're going through different types of horror in these individual episodes. They all seem like their own kind of story, standalone story, but they're all kind of connected. I'm really enjoying that. We get introduced to a new character named Jad. I'm probably butchering her name. She's played by Jamie Chung. If you don't know who Jamie Chung is, I looked up her, her filmography. She was originally on Real World, which is kind of surprising to me. She was also on Dragon Ball Evolution. We're not going to talk about that, but we get a lot more backstory on Tick's character, Atticus, and just, I like the overall tone of this episode. We're in South Korea, and this is the 50s, so the Korean War, we're in the middle, the start of the Korean War, so that was kind of interesting. We see kind of the parallels between, what they go through over there to what we go through, and how Tick and Jihad actually cross paths. I know I'm probably butchering her name, so you just gotta just bear with me, but I like this character. We get a good amount of backstory on her character. She's this nurse, but also at home things aren't as peachy, as her mom has kind of summoned this spirit within her, that's where this whole Naruto thing came about. When I put that on Twitter, how she has this nine-tailed fox trapped inside her body, just like Naruto, right? And I like that comparison and kind of the story that they told with that. And the mother needs Jad to pretty much get not 100 souls to get her daughter's spirit back. And it's really dark because like I said, we go through all these different types of horror elements and aspects within the genre. This is most likely, most definitely I should say, Korean horror. And Korean horror, I love Korean horror because, they don't pull no punches. They don't rely on jump scares. And it's very refreshing to not hear any modern music being played throughout this episode. And I wish they just would continue that. I don't want to hear Bodak Yellow. I don't want to hear Bitch Better Have My Money. I don't want to hear Rihanna. I shouldn't hear none of that, honestly. But there are hints of time travel throughout this episode. When we get to the end, that's the big part of it. But I like how she comes in contact with Tick's character, as Tick is the 100th soul that she needs. And ironically, while you have these soldiers here trying to find out who these communist spies are, they're shooting people, hanging people, and things are very violent in South Korea right now, just with the whole war. It's very dangerous. But this is how Tick and Jihad just kind of pretty much cross paths. And she starts to have a change of heart because she has this hatred built up for him because Tick shot her best friend. And Tick doesn't know this because he's just doing his job at the time. And they're more similar than they wanted to believe. And they kind of mentioned that within this episode, which was really cool. And you see them get this bond over this year. And they get closer and closer. But she realizes that this thing inside me, I don't know if he can handle this. And it gets to this point where the monster does come out, and this freaks out Tick, and he goes off running. And when she absorbs or takes people's souls, she takes their memory as well. So it makes sense for how the episode last week ended, where Tick was getting calls saying die, 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 because he's decoding this message that told him die, die, die. And there's just this whole theme of him dying, and it all comes back to this episode because before she took his soul, she still held on to his memories and even future events that he was going to die if he goes back home. And that's what I love about this episode, how it brings everything to full circle. Everything is coming in full circle. Everything seemed like it was all over the place at first when you're watching the series, but things are slowly starting to make sense and come together. I didn't watch the preview for episode 7, but I definitely want to go check that out now, right after this review is done. But I thought the performances were really stellar. I like the location change in South Korea. I thought everything was really well shot. It felt like you're watching a Korean horror movie. Just the emotion and just the symbolism throughout this show has been spectacular. The music is just on point. Keep the score going, man. Stop playing these bullshit ass songs when it really kind of takes me out and it takes the audience out a little bit. I know what they're doing with it, but stick with this music, man. I love everything about this show. I can't wait to see these last final few episodes. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Till next time, I will see y'all later. Peace.